crafting friends, Jessica here with Tiny Worlds of Wonder. Today I'm stopping in to share an update on all my cross-stitch projects, aka sustainable diamond painting. Now some of you out there are avid cross-stitch fans, and if so, this one's for you. Many of you out there are avid diamond painting friends. If that's the case, this is also for you. I think I said avid diamond painting friends. You're avid diamond painting fans. If so, this one's also for you because diamond painting and cross stitch have a lot in common. And if you're a diamond painter that has never cross stitched before, this might be something you want to just explore a bit. You might not, and that's okay too, but I find that the two are very similar, and it is so much more environmentally friendly than diamond painting. And there's just something so beautiful about it. So today I'm going to stop in and share my very meager progress on most of my projects, but I have pretty significant progress on one of them. So I'm pretty excited about that. First up in my rotation today is going to be my Pansies on Toile. This is a Dimensions Gold Petite. It's a very old kit. I got it on Etsy. It was well out of print by the time I picked this one up. And so I don't know if there's a place to find this kit anymore, but I really have been enjoying this one so much. It is so pretty. So the last time I checked in on this, I don't even think I'd finished all of this center pansy. But I finished all of that now with the leaf and then the second pansy and the little bud up here as well, and just a tiny bit of background. This one, Black Ada, is very hard to see, so it's not a real fast project, but it's not a very large one either, so I feel like I'm making good progress on that one, and it is beautiful. I am not a professional stitcher. When you look up close on a lot of my projects, you can tell that, but I sure am having a lot of fun with this one. It's so beautiful. It's so delicate. Oh, I just love it. I feel like I could just sit and watch Sense and Sensibility and stitch this beautiful pattern. Like, that's the vibe it has for me. I'm going to go through all the stuff I've shown you before first, and my progress on that, and then I'll show you something new I started that I'm really excited about. All right, here's my shame project. As I said in my last video, I started this one back when I thought masking tape was a great idea. It's not. Serge your edges. I still haven't done that on this one. Now here's why I have not made significant progress. I've stitched a tiny bit up in the corner here since you guys saw it last, but after my last video, a couple of you said, you know, and a couple even emailed me, and I appreciated that, and said, why don't you just leave the background off? I think it would look much better. And so I've pretty much talked myself into doing that, I think, into taking out at least this border here. But I would really like some feedback from you guys in the comments below about what you think I should do on this. So I don't think I want to rip out the whole bottom here. I think maybe if I just take out the side here and leave sort of this dated background off, and then complete my back stitching and have it framed like thus. Tell me how you think that would look. I don't know if you guys ever feel invested in your stitching. Like, the reason I haven't proceeded with this yet is just that I feel invested in the time that I took to do this. And there's something a tiny bit painful about ripping out all those stitches for me after they took such a long time. But I think it would be a big benefit for me to just wrap this up. And I honestly think, Idette, if you're out there watching, I think your suggestion is absolutely right in particular. So if you guys have other thoughts on that, let me know. Because I would like to finish this one up in 2020, and I just am so unmotivated by this circa 1992 wallpaper we have going on in the background there. So I would appreciate your feedback on my project of shame that's taken me 12 years to finish. Okay. So there's that one. I have not made much further progress on my Christmas village because it's not Christmas, it's summer, and you know, it's hard for me to work on this when it's not Christmas. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a seasonal stitcher. So I've worked a little bit more in the confetti on the tree here. I gridded a little bit with a marker, which always makes me a bit nervous, but I did test it on my fabric to see how it would go, and it seemed to go fine. So what I need to do is take a little bit of time and just do some thread gridding on this area with all the confetti. That takes a few hours to do. Maybe not a few hours, but it takes some time to do, and so it's less fun than stitching a project. That's why I haven't done it yet. All right, next up, we have Cookie Time by Soda Stitch. This is a leaflet that I got in the full-size version from Genie's Cross Stitch on Etsy. And since I showed it to you last, I've finished up all the back stitching on my waffle here in the middle, and then started some of this lace border down at the bottom. My plan next, there's a gingerbread men over here, and I think I'm going to work to the right and then up. We'll see how it goes from there. But this one is so cute. It's so fun. I'm really having a good time with it. As you can tell, I stitch in a hoop, so I'm hoping I can get all those hoop marks out. But I always try to remove my projects from hoops between sessions. So hopefully that minimizes some of my stretching there. A lap stand of some kind might be in my future if I continue to cross stitch one or several times a week at least, and I have been pretty consistently there. Make sure I don't knock my needle off as I knock my needle off. Now, last time I did a cross stitch review, I told you guys I was thinking about starting over on that Scarlet Quince My Sweet Rose project. And once again, I asked for your opinions on that, and you gave me some very helpful ones. And I think I am going to start over. I kitted up a HAED project on this 25 count gridded Laguna, and I think I have enough left over to do my Scarlet Quince on pre-gridded fabric. It's gonna have a bit of a shallower border than I normally would leave, but still at least 2 inches around all the borders. So I think that's gonna work. I have not had a chance to start that yet because I started something else. And if you guys have not done a Heaven and Earth Designs ever before, this is the most fun that I've ever had with a cross stitch project ever. So last time I checked in with you guys, I was waiting for my fabric to come on Peter Pumpkin Eater by Scott Gustafson. I'll stick a picture in the screen there so you can see which one I'm talking about. It came and I started, and it is so much fun, and it's so easy. I could not have imagined how much easier this Heaven and Earth Designs is than like my Dimensions Gold patterns. This is so fun, and it's really so easy. I was just working on this a little bit, so it's still in the hoop. I actually started from the bottom corner, so the bottom left edge, and I'm gonna work my way. I haven't totally decided. I might do a big chunk along the left edge here and then come across. But you guys, I've never stitched anything this much fun. I know it's not much to look at right at the moment, but maybe I can do a side-by-side in my screen here so you can see where we are. I'm in the lower left. We have, if I get a little closer maybe, the top of our pumpkin here, some pumpkin here, leaves, and then our little vine coming up here. I can't believe the level of detail that is achieved by the confetti in these patterns, although I must say this one is much less confetti than my Scarlet Quince was, and because it is, because I'm using 2 strands of a solid color, I can loop start, just end off my threads by pulling them up a few squares later, and it's leaving, actually for the number of color changes, a relatively clean background. I mean, when you have a ton of colors, it's not easy to have a super neat background, but I would say this one's not terrible compared to my Scarlet Quince as far as it being thick on the back. So I am really having a ton of fun here, a ton of fun. So if you have not done a HAED, man, a Heaven and Earth Designs, check it out. I'll link to this one in the description below so you can find it easily, but there are so many now that I would really like to do. Before I started this project, I did not understand why people would have 3 or 4 or 5 HAEDs going on at once. Now I totally understand. I'm doing this in tent stitch. It is so much fun. I'm not having too much trouble with warping because I'm alternating going from the bottom left to top right with going from the top right to the bottom left. That makes my stitches a minuscule amount less uniform, but it helps even out the tension, I feel like, a bit. And so when I take this out of the hoop, it lays really flat. So I'm hoping that's going to work for the whole thing. I don't have enough good things to say about it. And I feel like I can work this in the hoop. I can still see the 25 count or Laguna really easily in my living room light, so I can just work on this in the evenings, and it is a blast. So I'm looking forward to updating you on this one as I go along. Of course, I'll keep you updated on all the rest of them every now and then. I don't make big progress on my cross stitch patterns, but for those of you who love cross stitch like I do, and I love watching cross stitch videos, I like to throw in a few every now and then. All right, I'll leave off there. If you have comments, questions, suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. As always, spread some joy wherever you are today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.